Hello everyone, this is Ranger Rob, and better known as Rob Scribner. And this is kind of a local video, but it also applies to organizations outside of the Crooked River Ranch area. So this is just a talk, and it's maybe to stimulate the mindset of our HOA, or what we call the association, and maybe change the way they think a little bit, and how the community thinks in our HOAs and community and stuff. So yep, I'm going out on the road. Now we live in a place called Crooked River Ranch in Central Oregon. Now we're a little different than, say, most HOAs. We all tend to have property from an acre to 5 acres, and so we have a few more things that we're available to do, like raise animals, have gardens and greenhouses and stuff like that. And what I wanted to talk about is, on a ranch we also have our association and organizations here also help maintain our roads. Ours is dirt road, but it's well maintained. And during the summer and the winter. So that means some of our roads get paved. I think they try to do like a mile a year. That comes out of our fees. So the first thing I want to make sure is it's clear is we're paying you. We're paying the HOA to do a lot of things. And I think the number one rule is making sure that they realize where they're getting their money, and that they're serving us, the HOA, the homes in this property. So when we pay them, we certainly don't want them to be spending money on anything but us. And to quit dabbling in things that get them in trouble, like lawsuits and stuff like that, because where does that money come from? Us. So they need to regulate and be careful. And we assume that most of them try, but they get caught up in things. And really what I want to do is stop and say, let's talk about what's really going on. Are you asking yourself the question of what's going on today that really concerns the people on the ranch or any other HOA? Well, let's ask that question. What's the main concern of everybody on the ranch? Have you asked lately? And I'm not talking, first of all, stop these Zoom meetings and let's get us into town meetings. Let us voice what's on our minds. And you'll find it's going to be a little different than it was in the past. It's going to be food, expenses, gas, our children, protection, security. And it's like, are we addressing those things? Or are we just, I'm going to go this way for a while. Are we addressing those things? Are we going with your own agendas? For example, food. Are we addressing some of the problems of today? Today, people are worried about food. People are worried about the cost of food, inflation, which means everybody's cost is going up. And I'm waiting for one of my neighbors to come out here going, what are you doing? If they know me, they go, oh, it's Rob. Okay. But things are costing more, so what's on our mind? Keeping the cost down. And because if you raise your HOA dues or association dues, it's going to hurt us because everything else is going up. Gas has gone up, food has gone up, all of our energy is going up. And the last thing we need to do is also having our HOA or association harassing our energy resources like water companies, electric, and all that stuff to make anything harder or more expensive for them to do services for us. Just gets passed into our bill and makes our costs go up. So are those people, our members, people representing us, thinking about all those things? How am I affecting the wallets of the people on our ranch and on other HOAs? Because we really, the money I give them, we need them to take care of our roads. Here in Central Oregon, we have freezes and snow and ice. They maintain our roads. And they do a very good job, by the way. At least of what I've seen. And that costs money. I'd rather they be spending money on extra gravel and trucks and fuel for those trucks than trying to pay for a rodeo. Now, don't get me wrong, I love rodeos. But here, I would much rather make sure that we're taking care of our community. So, what does that mean, our community? Well, we have aging people. We have kids. Our kids are our future. So with our community, we have a pool and things like that, but we also have buildings that don't seem to get utilized all the time. We do have a food bank, and they'll use the old fire department. And we have a Lions Club. We have a senior center, and they're doing a pretty good job. So don't get me wrong, for anybody that's doing their job and doing the things that we already have on our ranch, I salute them big time. But are we really making an effect on our kids? I mean, I've been here. This is my third time on the ranch, so I've been here 25 years ago, and I don't see a real concern about taking care of our children. Everybody's kind of like on their own. But good kids and educated kids make for good citizens in community. And if they're sitting at home playing videos every day, what alternative are we giving? We have this wonderful, they want to have a rodeo down in this little stable we have in our area. It's like, why in the hell are we not teaching roping lessons or riding lessons and basics of cows and maybe basics of taking care of? Do we have a 4-H? And are we teaching our kids any skills? Don't tell me anybody at a ranch doesn't know how to weld. How many are plumbers? How many are roofers? How many people do construction on the ranch? Are we doing any kind of programs on the ranch that's teaching kids skills? I mean, do a little construction, building, art. Have them build planter boxes and sell them to the people on the ranch. And have them learn how to do some basic electrical things. Teach them skills, things that'll last a lifetime and get their minds stimulated of not playing Halo, and maybe actually go out and say, oh, maybe I want to be an apprentice on some program with a real person that works every day that makes good money. Are we doing that stuff? Are we thinking about our kids that way? Yeah, I've been trying to follow the notes here, but entertainment doesn't seem like there's quite as much as there was. Do we have movie nights, or maybe a skills night, or a show and tell where people can come down and show the things I do? Like, I do a lot of podcasting. I hear people that want to learn how to podcast all the time. Well, I'd be happy to teach people how to podcast and how to do it affordably. Teach a little bit of internet stuff, how to make videos. Yeah, I mean, that's just me. There's tons of people with so much talent on this ranch. Are we utilizing them? Are we pulling these guys out of their houses and having them come down to the ranch and use one of our rooms that probably just have a bunch of crap in them, and have a workshop for our kids or even young adults? Teach them some new things. Do we have resources for our kids? Do we have like anything that would stimulate our kids' thought to make them good citizens in the future? Are we making sure that we're supporting our security, our police department? Do we have our own securities? Are we monitoring the ranch properly? I don't know, pretty hard for one cop or two cops to maintain some of these guys that are driving kind of crazy. I do believe in enforcing our laws and our association rules. And what does it take to spend the money on that than a rodeo? I know I'm picking on a rodeo, but there's other things too. It's like just making sure that the things that we're doing are for our community. Like I said, getting back to what our problems are of today is inflation, food, fuel. Are we doing things on a ranch that might help people stay on the ranch so they don't have to drive so much? Are we doing things to help our families that are thinking about homeschooling? Are we making it easy for them? Are we making sure that we can get internet access to all the ranch with quality connections so they can homeschool? And are we supporting the parents that want to do that? Are we supporting the fact that we want our kids to be well educated, and if we're having school problems and too much politics or something and parents want to homeschool, we should give them full support? Are we looking at all the possible threats? This generation, the things going on today, there's some serious stuff going on. And what ifs? Are we even talking about what if scenarios? What if we have no power on the ranch? What if we can't get fuel? What if people can't get food? Do we have any kind of emergency program where we could use the resources on the ranch to supply people with food, with some of our resources gone or not working for a while? Are we even thinking about that kind of stuff? Water. Some people have wells. Can they still operate them when the power's out? We have a community well water system. Can we somehow utilize that to be operable during crises? Pretty important. Even with people with wells that can't run their wells, may have to go down to the community well and at least be able to get some water. Are we making sure that those things are in place? Do we have emergency plans? And this could also be our biggest threat here is also fire. What ifs? How do we get out of here? How do we protect our homes? And animals. Most HOAs don't have the big problem like we do. We have animals. Some of us have pigs and cows and sheep and lambs and iguanas. Animals I can't even think of. Five dogs and cats and whatever. Do we have resources on the ranch to protect them, to gather them up, to bring them to a shelter? Do we have any kind of program like that whatsoever? Isn't that the things we should be spending our money on? I guess the big thing is, how are we doing as an HOA of making us more self-sufficient? We are asking for more government. We're asking for government to be a partner. And how can we grow food? How can we stay warm? How can we heat our house? How can we make sure everybody has a full belly? How can we make sure our kids are safe? How do we make sure our kids are educated? How do we help develop our kids' skills? I know that we have the talent here to do that. And every other HOA can do this kind of stuff. The other thing that would be really nice is self-protection. Maybe we ought to build an indoor gun range. And we legally and in a smart manner teach people how to protect themselves and get certified. Make sure our women know how to carry a firearm and use it. Teach kids gun safety and teach average people gun safety. What a great thing. And proactive and pro-amendment. Making sure that we have free speech on the ranch. Yeah, free speech. That means these organizations quit doing these Zoom meetings, have real meetings where we can come down in an organized way and communicate our concerns. And by the way, a association group with 9 members is a bit much. That's just like 9 bickering people. Take it down to 6 so we can get some decisions made. And that seems to be a real problem. And yeah, live meetings, maybe town meetings, community meetings, not with a big agenda. Just letting people say, what are your concerns? What's going on today that we're all worried about? And a lot of it's our kids and cost and money and resources. And we have to drive a lot farther than other people because we live in more country living. So what can we do to help reduce those prices? How can we work with the businesses on the ranch closer and embrace them and work out programs for our membership, our community, and our closest town, which is Terrebonne here? Are we working with all of those businesses? The hardware store, the Oliver Lemon's grocery, the vet. Do we have anything that really accommodates those people here? Our post office, we have auto shop there. We have quite a few businesses. Are we working with them as a partner? And are we supporting them and sending our people to them and having them come to us? And especially when it comes to the vet, what kind of program do we have that would have somebody that could really help us take care of our animals? I guess the other thing is helping people learn how to grow food. I know we have tons of talent on this ranch of people with greenhouses and above garden and hydroponics. It's like when I was talking about the kids with skills. The day that they want to learn plumbing, let's make a useful plumbing class for them and have them all build little hydroponic systems to take home. They learn plumbing and they learn how to grow some food. So, I mean, it's amazing what we could do. And, yeah. And this is so much. This is so big that I got notes. I don't usually use notes. We also talk a lot about this kind of stuff on our podcast, on the RangerRob Country Living podcast. And if you'd like to be on our podcast, just message us on Facebook and we'll see what we can do. Making sure that we stay focused on events that help the ranch. And if it's something that's like a rodeo, are we making sure that rodeo's income is helping the ranch financially? If it's not, we shouldn't be doing it. Entertainment's great, but our money can't be going out the door like that unless it's being useful to the citizens here. The other thing is, does our association actually take the time to say, are our citizens here, our residents or community, are they well protected? Is our law enforcement getting the support they need for us to be protected? Is there more things we could do about security on our ranch here? Is there better ways to monitor things? Is there any volunteer programs we can do to help protect people from theft and people breaking into homes and having drugs on the ranch or anything like that? And that applies to other HOAs. Are we supporting our fire department? Do they have everything they need? Are we making sure we're not interfering with their job? Are they able to get through our gates properly? Are we giving them everything they need to be able to be the fastest service and the best quality fire department ever? Yeah, don't make the cost for them go up, because if that goes up, it still reflects on us and we have to pay for it. That makes our prices go up. So, things to think about. Local entertainment, movie nights, skill nights, show and tell nights, arts and craft, things that are beneficial to our kids, that get them excited about something better than a video game. Potlucks, town meetings, more clubs. I mean, clubs of all types. There are so many things, like my father-in-law used to teach napping here, and pretty amazing stuff. And I'm going to stop for a minute because I got a car coming and I don't want him to think I'm nuts. And for some more final notes, why not have some dances? Why not some community dances, community get-togethers, a skills day, show and tell, things like that. Anything that will bring us more together as a community, and something that we can have the whole family participate in. So I'm asking, are you spending your money on us, or are you spending on your own agenda? Are you thinking about today's needs and people's concerns today? Please take the time and try to do that. You have my support, and I'm sure you'll have a lot more people's support in the future. So guys, thanks for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. And have a great day. Our videos are made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available at Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.